Hello.
So now you know what's actually making
Are you
us
drinking water
now that the rescue is being covered, the
from
good feeling of now
a
we don't
pool
have
of
to worry
water?
about money and this and oh my god it's so stressful. Now we get to go back to feeling good about
Oh,
helping people.
drinking
And
bubble.
that's a really good feeling too.
The fish that you see here are all rescues, and at one point or another, they were all someone's pet. They all have names, they all have unique stories, but one thing that ties them all together is the fact that they now have a forever home where they have the space to swim, eat good food, and live out the rest of their lives. The circumstances for why these fish ended up here were vastly different. Some fish were abused. They were in tanks that were much too small for them, and because of that, their bodies ended up being warped and deformed, or they become malnutritioned because they were not fed a proper diet. In other cases, the fish were in wonderful care, but the owners fell on hard times. One person's house burned down, so they had to rehome their fish because they themselves did not have a home. Some people thought that they were getting a simple, easy to keep pet. Fish do seem like easy pets if you've never kept them before, but they require a lot of work, and after a couple months or a couple years, people just get bored or don't want them anymore. Other fish were just unrealistic undertakings. They seemed cool, someone might have seen them either on YouTube, or they were sold for very little at a pet store at a tiny size. Yet, when they become adults, they can get up to anywhere from 2 to 3 to 5 to even 10 feet. There were fish here that should not be kept in the hobby at all, such as gigantic Amazon fish known as the aropana that can get enormous. Sadly, there will always be fish that will need to be rescued and rehomed. That is just life, but we can reduce the numbers through education of the public. So if you found this video meaningful in any way and care about these fish and would like to spread the message of the Ohio Fish Rescue, I implore you to share this video with your friends. Together, I think we can make a positive difference in the hobby through education. There are some other ways you can help. The Ohio Fish Rescue does take in donations as they are a nonprofit, and they also adopt out fish to the public. Because they do have a limited amount of space, they cannot keep all of the fish. They try to take in and keep the really big monster fish permanently, but some of the other fish can technically be rehomed as long as you have a large enough tank to provide from them, and can be reasonable pets. So that is, if you see a fish that you particularly like or think you can give it a proper home, definitely reach out to them to see if you can maybe adopt it. Another thing to consider is we need more rescues. If you have the funds, if you have the knowledge and the experience with a variety of different fish, especially monster fish, I implore you to consider starting a rescue of your own. Because, as the hobby grows and as we really learn and evolve as a hobby as a whole, we will need a place for these fish to go. There's always going to be a need for a rescue, no matter how perfect things will be. We have rescues for dogs, for cats, for mammals, for all sorts of critters. It's about time that we have rescues for fish and help our little fishy friends live out their best lives and sometimes get the help that they need. And we also need to provide support for fish keepers that, do fall on hard times, because life happens. You never know how things are going to turn out. You never know how bad things can get. And to be honest, for a backup such as this to exist is crucial for the well-being of the hobby. Jason's filming technique. The hovering tripod. Why is he using the tripod?
We don't know.
We don't know.
I was too lazy to extend the legs around the way down, right?
Secrets
I'm a
of
beginner.
Hello, and welcome back to Creativepetkeeping. I am in. I'm just gonna keep this. I'm rolling with this. I am in Ohio Fish Rescue, and check this out. This place is huge. I've never had anything bigger than a 55-gallon tank. My biggest fish is like this big. This fish is huge. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Look at his face. Look at his face. These guys are ginormous. It's really, really awesome to be here hanging out with these fish. I should just make like a 5-minute video of just this one fish, just doing this. For just 5 minutes.
Yeah. Normally I have to pull his places out, but I'm just going to focus on his Chinese algae over here.
But he's adorable. He's doing the munch munch. Look, he even like came up right up to me.
No.
This is so awesome.
This room